Whilst players are not meant to take Amelia's side, one corner of the internet has
The symbolism of the choker, in my interpretation, from my intuition, is to be a slave.
recently decided
Similar to the necktie of the male, but different,
to
but
turn
similar.
her into a rather controversial waifu. Amelia garnered widespread attention on sites like...
Yeah, I understand it's a fashion. There's a reason why they become fashions. There is something called the slave mind that I've been referring to for years that a lot of humans were born with. A lot of humans don't really understand their own biology and how outside forces tend to control them and their kin, their biology, and their children.
Twitter and Reddit in January 2026, when people began complaining about the way that pathways...
Sexualizing hatred. Using the white woman as a front for something insidious to then also bring harm to the white woman later on and future generations. And so this is actually leading towards a real world white oppression down the line because of the evil that's being conjured up. But because they're not spiritual, on both the left and right that I can see, from a lot of people in public radio to a lot of people on the right, my ideas about the others is going to be seen to them in their culture as crazy. They're actually going to be allergic to real Eastern ideas and spirituality, and the ideas about the others, the ideas of the shaitans, the jinn, how they manipulate people, including through technology. Sufi Realities is all about it. He's my brother from another mother.
Reportedly portrays
So
teenagers...
why is the real reason why they hate that look? What are we a threat to? People that have a spiritual understanding about the others, or the shaitans, or the demons, or the archons, or the jinn. Why are we marginalized by both sides? Because we're talking about the evil that men and women do. Why is it seen as hating America, hating women, hating this? Because we're aware of activities that are basically sinful that will attract demonic activities that want to destroy the human species.
Who question immigration policies as extremists. However, rather than denouncing Amelia's rhetoric as pathways intended, far-right social media users and trolls have banded together to transform Amelia into a symbol for anti-immigration in the UK. This has resulted in a veritable flood of fan art, memes, and posts celebrating Amelia, many of which are gaining tens of thousands of likes and reposts. Under one Reddit post, a user writes, "This has resulted..."
The symbolism of the knights and Arthur and Merlin are represented in Dion Fortune's Magical Battle of Britain. It's like the tactics of the Magical Battle of Britain are being used right now, but not in the way that I wanted. But they're being used. The idea of a thought form being created through people focusing their psychic energy and their will, and what she calls the group race, which left some people feeling a little bit uncomfortable. So this group race is being activated in a spiritual warfare, basically, towards these people, and I've been affected by the spiritual warfare. I've been affected by the lack of love. I've been affected by the judgment. I've been affected by the psychic attack, and I'm not very happy right now. I'm not very hopeful right now. I'm not thinking that anybody is spiritual whatsoever or is of the light if they were to turn away from not only what I'm going through, but the things that I could teach them. The things that I could inform them of, the dots that I could connect. There's a lot of fake people that have been told they're spiritual because on the outside of some, they're physically sexy because of their body, because of sexuality. People are drunk on lust and they're living out of the pleasures of the flesh. The pleasures of the flesh. And it's through the pleasures of the flesh that many people can be tempted to the dark side to do wicked things. So that's why this is being promoted. Younger people coming up, young men, they're going to be under the perspective that this is what women want, that they want right-wing men, that they want racist men, that they want men to attack Muslims. Like, I'm naturally, justifiably paranoid moving forward after age 46 in Texas. The song Coming to Me, Somebody Get Me Out of Here by Garbage, the artist, the singer.
In a veritable flood of fan art, memes, and posts celebrating Amelia, many of which are gaining tens of thousands of likes and reposts. Under one Reddit post, a user writes,
"The symbolism of the X, the symbolism of the sun. This is sun symbolism." Okay, so some of you, you're new to this. These symbols have spiritual powers. I've used the same symbol and the circle. I've used the same symbols, not for extremist purposes. Yeah, that would be the symbol of the UK flag, not believed to be a symbol of fascism, right? But they get readopted because there's some sort of a frequency or a currency or an energy that's running through it when the people are focused. And now the technology exists that Adolf Hitler could only dream of. We have the internet. We have what's taking place here. Okay? And so there is the potential for people to counter it, but those that follow Orthodox religions frown upon magic and believe that we are to deal just directly with God, and that everything is on a one-on-one basis. But there is the idea, there is a parallel understanding that I found behind what he's saying and what she's saying. Okay? Not this lady here, who's like a dark version of this, but I was telling you that there's power in this, in symbols, in superhero creation, in the powers of your mind. I've demonstrated it in my video montages. Some of you liked it. Do you see where they're taking this? We need to do our own thing.
Wait.
Preferably from ley lines. Do you see where my mind and direction to others could be more powerful from certain energy centers on the earth? Because this is spiritual warfare. It's going global. And I think that voices like mine, maybe even faces like mine, but maybe that's not right for the internet, but would be in the real world with real people at a real conference. And I could do an 8-hour talk with breaks, of course, and meditation and eating, but I could do an 8-hour talk and probably should. Who wants to invite me to host an all-day teach-in on a wide number of topics, not limited to solar flares, but including?
Telling me they made the cute goth e-girl...
We can revisit 9/11 without the fringe theories, with the humanitarian lens of the people that were most affected by that day, whatever take you want to take. And then people from that, even if you win official story, which I wouldn't advise, but you can still, within the official story, see how that day has been used to justify genocide. And you can basically, if you're not a racist, have a heart. And that is the ultimate spiritual experience. It's the ultimate rush to God, basically. It's the ultimate real ascension, to engage yourself in real compassion and real service that does not include just isolation. I can understand isolation and getting a break, a couple of months, a couple of years, but for an entire lifetime. So we have to unlearn unconscious behavior.
The racist? Do they understand how the internet works? Suggesting that the internet loves goth girls far too much to hate Amelia. As the posts multiplied, users began reporting that the game would no longer load past Amelia's sequence, with some noting that her scenario appeared to have been removed entirely. A screenshot showing the title stuck on an infinite loading screen has fueled speculation that developers disabled the game to stem the online reaction.
So what is important for people to understand that don't support Trump, but are caught up in this world of anti-themism, they need to understand how the system is crafty, right, in pulling people from the left, for lack of a better word, into where they want to take them. So they won't necessarily bring them into the right, but they can bring them into a state of consciousness where they would never want to talk to them. They would never want to help those people. They would never want to, even trust those people because they're rapists. And so when you have TikTok, with a lot of people that have been using TikTok to expose injustice, now it is a system that is controlled by the oppressors. Okay, so not only are they gathering data on people and everybody in the house and where they're going on the internet, because that's what's happening with TikTok. You're inviting Big Brother into your family's lives, into the lives of your significant other, into the lives of your effing children. Okay, then on top of that, they're controlling the feed, so they'll get rid of things that are compassionate, and they'll promote the rapist, the this, and that will apply to the modern feminist or the modern woman on the supposed left, and that will be used in alongside the general overall anti-man sentiment. So then we have the continuing problem where people, when they virtue signal, whether it be Target advertising or Chase Manhattan Bank, they don't care about the husband. They don't care about that woman's male children. They'll put up the image of the woman with a hijab to co-opt the feminists to thinking that they care about women or women's rights. When what's being revealed about Epstein and what's been going on with different people shows that the real violence against women that is being perpetuated are from the people that are running this system, that control the funding for NPR, that control these major networks. And don't ever forget, right, that CNN promoting Tulsi Gabbard, when she was first running, I think, for candidate for president or something, and I could see right through that. And now we see the real Tulsi in her association with Donald Trump and the witch hunts that she's involved in. So modern women need to take back their own image and their own power. This is about empowering women. Okay, not necessarily to get involved and put your face out there, but there's a lot of things that women can do. Women need more rights, not less. And I've said this for years in my other videos that you never heard. Women need more rights, not less, to counter what the system is doing. And what we're seeing right now is a lot of people on both the left and the right kowtowing to the official story. And that would include NPR, seeing me as, an undesirable when I get emotional. Now, I'm just going through these different stories that we're going to get into. I'm not going to read this all, right? So this is what I'm going through. This is where I live. I knew this would happen, but I didn't have any choice when I came to Texas. But I knew that with the rise in solar activity, that we would see renewed attacks and calls for roundups. Right? And that's connected, the call for deportation or for people to lose their citizenship, thus for them to be rounded up. And that's been confirmed since ICE. So I had these predictions before ICE was doing what it was doing. I have many podcasts where I've warned about the roundups of Muslims. So this is showing that this isn't about Trump. This is about the internet. And it isn't random mental illness. It's organized. And AI is involved. Right? So we're dealing with like a devil here. We're dealing with like an evil form of consciousness, which you're never going to hear a story like that from a lot of people that are on the left. It's seen as conspiracy to them. And thus, as a result of them seeing it as a conspiracy theory, the right is having their way with them. Grounding and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound, like a UFC fight. The left is getting its ass kicked because it can't face, in most cases, the reality of certain truths that they've chosen to call conspiracy theories. By turning away from people that are emotional, by turning away from people that are ethnic, and sticking with the monotone. Hi, this is NPR. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, hey, it's fresh air. Boom, 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 boom. Today, we're traveling to Tibet, and we're featuring the best of all the different world's cultures, and we're eating a bowl of steamed rice. Here's more. Hey, Jeff. Here, and it's like it's putting on a show. It's putting on a role. It's acting like you're something conscious when you're not. When you're reading official statements from the CIA about these people that your government just killed. It's compromised media. So I shouldn't get upset when on a single day, 3 of them bail on my newsletter. But I'm going to know why. I didn't use the passive voice. I wasn't wide enough. All right, so let's get into this. I would just want to say, God bless those of you that are doing what your masters would never want you to do by continuing to listen to this podcast. And that means each and every one of you. And none of you of my father's heritage that I have added have ever unsubscribed yourself yet. And I know at some point I might say the wrong thing, but there's a pattern with the types of humans that are allergic to my energy and my truth, why they're going to look down on it. And furthermore, since we're all in the world of generalizing here, if there is to be any accurate generalization, people that look like they're the descendants of the Vikings, along with a lot of redheads, but there are some exceptions, and I want to meet those exceptions. They tend to look down upon me and those types of people out of a biological instinct, as if it's hereditary. And I now believe that it is, unless people can prove me otherwise. That there are times in which solar flares and planetary alignments, something activates the ooga booga, fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell a muzzy. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell a muzzy. And they're boom, ba, ba, boom, 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 ooga booga, boom, ba, ba, boom, 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 ooga booga. And that's basically how these people are that are all around me in 360. How would you feel? All right.
Podcaster Elijah Schaffer is facing widespread criticism after posting racist remarks online targeting the Indian origin chairman of the Texas Republican Party, Abraham George. Schaffer took to X, where he mocked George's Indian accent and claimed that Texas was turning into Mumbai. In his post, Schaffer accused the Republican Party of enabling what he described as H-1B immigration fraud, blaming his own party alongside Democrats.
Okay, now I'm just going to take a breather here. So we're kind of starting here slowly.